Chad Bradford takes over for the Mets, 32-year-old right-hander. That was almost underhanded with his delivery. 70 games this season, 2.90, and part of this very good Mets bullpen, which during the regular season had the best ERA in the National League at 3 1/4. Albert Pujols first up. Jim Edmonds and Scott Spiezio will follow. And what I think you could call a must-win situation for St. Louis. They're already down 1-0. They push Carpenter up to this Game 2 start. He has struggled through 4 innings. However, Cardinals have come back and tied this game at 4. Trying to gain a split before the series goes to St. Louis tomorrow.
And how long can the Mets anticipate holding Albert Pujols down?
Takes a strike from Bradford. He walked and scored his last time. 0 for 4 in this series. 5 out of 19 this postseason.
Coming inside.
0-2.
No, and he's tough on hitters because he has that sidearm delivery, and he hides the ball so well from the hitters, and all of a sudden it just jumps out at you. He's more effective when he keeps the ball down. If he gets the ball up, that's when sidearmers like that get hurt.
Pujols just gets a piece.
That hand coming perilously close to the ground when he releases it. You talk about release point. We've talked about it several times. Nobody on either team has a release point like Chad Bradford.
That floats up and away, ball 1. Willie Randolph pulling his starter John Maine before Maine has to go through the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the 3rd time. 4-4 game, and that's not close. 2-2. Asking for time, sticking his left hand out toward the pitcher. Asking for time, and the home plate umpire Jim Joyce granted it before a 2-2 pitch. 2 bounces to Reyes. 1-1.
St. Louis fans not used to seeing Albert Pujols struggle like he has struggled over the last 4 games.
Edmonds now, he hit a 2-run home run back in the 3rd inning to tie the game at 4, and he takes inside or low for ball 1.
So far in these 2 games, Albert Pujols has been up to the plate with a man on base once. That was in last night's game.
Last night, the number 2 hitter in front of him was Preston Wilson. He got a hit in the 6th inning, was 1 for 4. That was the time when Pujols had a man on in front of him. Tonight, Duncan is 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. It's Edmonds now, Spiezio on deck, and the count 1-1. Two and 1. For as tough as it is for a right-handed batter to face Bradford, left-handers seem to get a pretty good look at this submarine-style right-hander. Edmonds hitting left-handed. Spiezio, a switch hitter, will bat lefty next. Good pitch in on the hands, 2-2.
That's an unusual pitch from a guy like Bradford, because most of the time to left-handed hitters he stays away. Coming inside to Edmonds.
Same spot, and Edmonds got a piece to foul it off.
And Bradford's not a guy that throws in the 90s, high 80s, low 90s. He's a guy who throws 79 to 85 miles an hour, which is average speed on a fastball. But what he does so well is he drops down and he gives the hitters a different look.
Full count. Edmonds with 1 out, nobody on here in the 5th inning of a 4-4 game. In the air to center, Beltran back. Ball carried a long way. Almost all the way to the wall, 2 out. There's Scott Rowland. His replacement Spezio is walking in for his at-bat. Our WebMD injury report. Shoulder fatigue. To get an inside look at injuries affecting your team, go to WebMD.com and search sports injury. Let's go down to Ken Rosenthal. Ken.
Guys, I spoke with Scott Rowland before the game, and he said he learned he wasn't playing when he walked into the clubhouse and saw his name wasn't in the lineup. He was upset with Tony La Russa for not personally informing him of the decision. He was more upset that he wasn't playing, and he couldn't be a good teammate. When you've got a great player like Rowland, an immensely proud player, a player who has persevered with 5 screws in his surgically repaired left shoulder, these decisions are going to be delicate, and as La Russa put it, not very enjoyable. Guys?
All right, Ken, thanks. 1 ball, no strikes on Spezio with 2 out, nobody on. Slicing into left for Chavez. We'll talk more about Rowland as we go on. We are moving to the bottom of the 5th. 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up for the Mets. At a perfect 5th. Pedro Martinez, a spectator like you in this series. A rotator cuff surgery, and Encarnacion takes a breaking ball from Bradford for strike 1. 1-0 for 1 with a walk. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now Josh Hancock getting loose for St. Louis as Thompson sits down. Cardinal pitcher Carpenter is due up 4th in this 6th inning. The lefty Pedro Feliciano getting loose for the Mets.
Hey, where the Cardinals have been deficient in this first game and a half, they've played 14 innings against the Mets. They've had their leadoff runner on 1 time. 1 of those 14 innings.
2-2. And that caught a piece of Jim Joyce, the home plate umpire.
Encarnacion's a guy who doesn't get cheated when he takes a swing up there.
Delgado is trying to earn brownie points with the home plate umpire to give him some time to recover from that foul tip, so he comes over and picks up the rosin bag for absolutely no reason. And now goes back to his position. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Full count.
Delgado's a guy who really enjoys playing the game. He's always having fun out there, joking around with all his teammates, and he's waited a long time to do what he's doing right now in postseason.
He is making the most of it. That is strike 3 called over the outside corner. Encarnacion goes down looking. Speaking of looking, time for the Holiday Inn look again. Brought to you by Holiday Inn, the official hotel of Major League Baseball. Delgado in the first, a 3-run shot. And then the bottom of the 5th, the opposite way, down toward the end of the bat. And a 5-4 Mets lead. Ball 1 high to Belliard. Ronnie is 0 for 2. Bounced around a little bit in his big league career, and he has not had any success playing here individually at Shea Stadium or with whatever team he's been on. Every club he's played on, when they've visited Shea Stadium, they've compiled a 4-21 record, and Belliard has hit 191 in this park. Last night lined out and then was robbed of a hit on a diving catch by Chavez in left. One and two. Pitch 2-2. Valentine to his right. 2 down. And Bradford has faced 5, retired 5, trying to get through 2 big innings here. Now protecting a 1-run lead. Molina will be the hitter. Yadier with a 2-run double in the second. In the 4th inning, he flied to center. Strike 1. Molina trying to wait on that pitch. 68 miles per hour. It's 0-2.
And there's no way when you release a ball from that release point that the ball can go down. It's got to go up.
And really what Bradford's been doing so well is he's throwing in and away. So it's keeping the hitters off balance. They're not able to get good swings off of him.
Molina, base hit. His second of the night. And now the decision from Tony La Russa. He will lift Chris Carpenter for a pinch hitter.
First Cardinal hit off Bradford. He had retired 5 in a row. So Molina continues his hitting, and he is, with the exception of Jim Edmonds in this game, the only other Cardinal to get a hit. Molina has 2, Edmonds has 1.
And really, he set that sequence up well. Molina actually broke his bat on that swing. He got in on him, but Molina just actually got enough of it to get it past right.
Rodriguez is the call to come out and pinch hit. Needed to run down the steps and find whatever it was, his helmet or his bat. And now a guy who is 0 for 2 this postseason will step to the plate. A New Yorker, former Yankee farmhand, and with the Cardinals coming off the bench and batting for Carpenter, and he will not face Bradford. Instead, he will deal with Pedro Feliciano.
Get the ball in the air against.
Encarnacion drops it down foul. Good speed with the lead runner, Preston Wilson, at second. Pujols has the tender right hamstring, but still is running around okay. And Encarnacion trying to advance those 2 runners up to second and third. In the hole, 0-2. And Tony La Russa with a tilt of his head, frustrated that Encarnacion couldn't get the bunt down, and now we'll see if the Cardinals keep it on with 2 strikes.
I don't think so. Now with the cleanup hitter.
And I think after the first pitch, Oquendo told him, square around a little bit earlier, because this is a tough guy to bunt against when he's coming sidearm at that angle to a right-handed hitter.
And Encarnacion floats one into right for a hit. That'll load the bases. Green drops it, but everybody stays put. So Encarnacion does one better than dropping down a sacrifice bunt, floats a hit into right.
Well, sometimes the lack of fundamental play or good fundamental baseball ends up in your favor. Twice he tried to bunt, fouled 2 off, and now pokes one into right field. Jose Oquendo, the third base coach, had to hold Preston Wilson, even though Green dropped the ball, but with nobody out, no way to try to send it.
Bottom of the 5th, 3-2 St. Louis, and a chance for a big inning. As Pedro Feliciano, a lefty, gets ready for Edmonds. He's on deck. Rolen is at the plate, and he rips one down the left field line, foul. The controversy with Rolen and La Russa, his manager, they have not talked since Rolen was not in the lineup in Game 2. Rolen bothered by that sore left shoulder. La Russa went to Spezio in Game 2. Rolen wasn't happy about it. The two haven't spoken. But in the lineup tonight, because Glavine was starting, now has to try and hit the right-hander Bradford with the bases loaded and nobody out here in the 5th. In the hole, 0-2.
Well, this is where Scott Rolen has to do exactly what Juan Encarnacion did. Try to stay inside that ball and put it in play and try to get something in the air out in the outfield. Although it's a tough pitcher because he likes to keep the ball down.
Staying inside on Rolen, and Scott out in front of it again. Last Grand Slam hit in the postseason was Reggie Sanders in the division series of last year. 3 Grand Slams in their postseason history. And Bradford wants a new baseball. The Mets in their half of the 6th will have Wright, Green, and Valentine. They'll be trailing by at least 1. Looking ahead to tomorrow night, the Cardinals have their ace, Chris Carpenter, on the mound against John Maine. That's in New York. Rolen strikes out, and Bradford carved him up. 1 away, and a big strikeout for New York with the bases loaded.
Well, one of the ways to counter what Encarnacion did was to stay inside, and that's what Bradford does. Outstanding 0-2 pitch to get Rolen. He didn't want to, but he did.
Now another meeting on the mound with Loduca and Bradford, and you have to expect to see Feliciano come out of that bullpen. Edmonds is the hitter, bases loaded, 1 out. And here comes Willie Randolph.
You almost have to do this. That's why Feliciano's up.
Bradford goes a third of an inning, strikes out 1, allows a hit. And the
Hey, Yankee fans, please get another chance to see all the big hits and great plays another time around with WB Mason Presents Yankees Encore later after each game and again the next morning at 9 only on Yes. So Chad Bradford will come on for the Orioles. You can't ask for much more from a starter than Brian Burris gave the O's. Now, Chad Bradford will try to shut it down for the final 2 outs of the 8th.
His 7 losses in relief leads the league. But if you're looking for somebody to keep the ball in the ballpark, this guy just not give up home runs. Has not given up one this year. In fact, it's well over a year since he's given one up.
You know what's amazing, though, Kenny? You know, usually when you see these sidewinders, you see almost a strikeout per inning. Well, he's not even close.
No. He doesn't throw very hard. I think he relies strictly on his motion to throw the hitters off. And you can see they're going to the bottom of the 8th inning with the Blue Jays on top, 2-1.
Alex Rodriguez flirted with his 53rd home run last time up. Run down at the track by Brandon Fahey in left field. A-Rod 6 for 21 against Bradford lifetime. Foul tip, count 0-1. And he has 1 home run in those 6 hits. Walked 4 times.
Outstanding pitch by Bradford. And this is what Kenny's talking about. This ball is down. It starts knee high. Alex thinks it's going to stay knee high, and you see the little drop at the end, and that's because of the way he throws. Basically, the sidearm underneath.
Almost scrapes his knuckles on the ground. In fact, I saw a game this year that he did scrape his knuckles, and the ball rolled the home plate. There was a little miscalculation on his part.
Now, Vlad Guerrero didn't swing at that, did he?
No, I don't think it was Guerrero. It might have been the Angels, though, he's pitching against. Guerrero would have, but he probably wouldn't.
Probably would have doubled.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been like cricket. The 0-2. Count 1-2. A-Rod is 0 for 3 tonight. 2 for his last 23.
Here's a good side shot of the delivery, and watch how close his knuckles at. Well, not that close that time. That was a breaking ball, and that's why he got on top of this one a little bit more. But on a fastball, or he wasn't that close that time.
How about the elbow on that?
Oh, it makes me wince. But
like
they say throwing underhand is easier on the arm.
But it looks like it's just going to come off. Watch the elbow come through it.
Oh.
What can he say? If you're supposed to throw like that, they put your arm on your hip.
Kenny still in San Diego?
Yeah, well, I don't think he's leaving San Diego.
The 1-2. He chases a pitch way out of the zone for the second out of the 8th inning.
Well, maybe I spoke a little bit too soon about him striking out hitters. A little pitch by pitch. He starts him with this good fastball down in the zone. Alex swings through it. Comes back with another one. Runs it inside on him a little bit. Then he throws him this low slider. And then he throws him the frisbee.
Yeah.
The boomerang. Gets him to swing through it. I mean, obviously, you want to look for the ball up. And here you see that elbow. Ouch. And then it just runs off the plate.
Well, to throw like that enough, you're going to have Tommy John every week.
But that's not really underhand, where they talk about it being easier, like a softball pitch.
No.
Bradford deals to Posada a strike.
I always felt with these type of pitchers, Joe, that first pitch, boom, right down the middle, because it relies on his motion to throw the hitter off. Now, after getting strike one, he started going for the corners. Just you can see where Hernandez is set up. Look out. A little miscalculation there.
Well, he hit the wrong corner is what he did.
Corner of his shoulder blade.
Well, if you're going to get hit, this is about the best place that you can get hit as a hitter, because there's a little bit of padding.
A little lower than the shoulder blade.
Yeah.
We were hoping you'd see the replay, Michael.
I got it.
You want the whiteout for that WW?
Well, I was watching. I just saw it wrong.
You know, isn't it you know, a gentleman who reads as much as you do, because you have to read a lot for your job. Isn't it about the time that you start to get those $10 glasses?
No, I'm fine, thanks.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate it. You mean the ones that you get at CBS?
Yeah. I was thinking you were about that age.
Second age joke on your last game. Good. Good luck with that manager's name, Joe.
Don't make any mistakes when Michael's in the booth.
The 0-1. There's a strike.
The only reason I say that is Kim jokes with me about it.
Your Kim.
Yeah.
Not Kim Jones.
No, my Kim. Might be time to go to Walgreens and check out those glasses.
don't you go get a real, go to optometrist, get a real pair like I got.
You don't really want to believe that you can't,
see anymore.
All right, so if you can buy it over the counter, it's really not that serious.
That's right.
Okay.
Slice the other way. Two-1 Yankees lead. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Brian Burris is just a spectator right now.
Thinking about that wild pitch.
Hit sharply and grabbed there on one hop on the backhand by Roberts, and that'll do it. So the Orioles have held the Yankees to 2 runs over 8 innings.
Ken Maka in this inning, Messier, Rincon, and Bradford. It's hard to believe that Oakland has lost 11 of their last 17 games because all 3 came in red hot. I mean, here's a guy, Bradford. He is not allowed a run in 13 of his 15 outings since he was activated from the DL on August 23rd. All 3 pitchers came in very hot.
Bradford has a .217 average against right-handed batters. It's tough. Sinker, slider, changeup, all from down under. I mean, that hitter has to really look for the release point down near the ground. He's not easy.
Vienne has only 3 RBIs this month, and he rolls the first pitch to short. They get the force. The inning is over. The Angels do not score, and we go to the 9th.